Roommate stole my washcloths, so I decided to let her steal one more. Freshman year of college is supposed to be awkward, maybe even a little chaotic, but I wasn't prepared for the slow psychological torture that came with my first college roommate. She wasn't violent or loud in the obvious ways, but she was endlessly inconsiderate. The kind of person who talked loudly on the phone at 3 a.m. like the rest of us weren't trying to sleep 6 feet away. The kind who left cabinets open and wet towels on the floor and borrowed food without ever asking, even when it was clearly labeled. Living with her felt less like dorm life and more like surviving a low-level prank show that never ended. Some of it I could live with. I'd quietly replaced the stolen snacks and let the late-night noise slide because it didn't seem worth the drama. But there was one weird thing I just couldn't get over. My washcloths kept disappearing. I wasn't being forgetful. I knew how many I brought. I knew where I put them. Yet somehow, every few weeks, one would vanish into the ether. I'd chalked it up to dorm laundry weirdness, or maybe even accidental roommate mix-ups. But over the course of the semester, I'd lost about 4. And these weren't just any washcloths. They were the soft, fluffy kind I specifically used to wash my face. I took care of my skin, and replacing them wasn't just annoying. It was expensive on a student budget. The mystery remained unsolved until move-out day. We were all packing up, clearing out cabinets, wiping down shelves, and pretending we hadn't just lived in semi-organized chaos for 4 months. While going through the shared bathroom cabinet, I reached into the far back corner, the kind of spot only dust and forgotten hair ties usually live, but instead of nothing, I pulled out a pile of balled-up washcloths, mine. Every single one of them was crusted with thick, orange foundation stains. Caked, streaky, smeared. It was like someone had tried to scrub their whole face off with them, and there was no mystery as to who that someone was. My roommate wore a thick layer of orange-tinted makeup every single day, the kind that left smudges on shirt collars and pillowcases. She never washed her makeup off properly, and apparently thought my washcloths were her personal foundation removal rags. I was livid, not just because she stole them, but because she hid them. She didn't even bother to wash them or pretend it was an accident. She just used them, wrecked them, and shoved them in the back of the cabinet like trash. I'd spent the semester buying replacements while she stained and hoarded the originals like some kind of weird cosmetic trophy pile. But instead of yelling, I smiled, because if she wanted to keep stealing washcloths, I was going to let her steal one more. While cleaning the dorm bathroom, I'd grabbed a rag to scrub the bathtub, and the tub was foul. Shampoo scum, sticky residue, hair stuck to every corner. It looked like no one had cleaned it since move-in. I spent 20 minutes scrubbing every inch of it, dragging that cloth across grime that made my skin crawl. Originally, I was going to throw it out, but then I had an idea. Instead of tossing it, I hung it up on my rack. The same rack where I always hung my face cloths. The same spot she'd apparently been looking at every time she borrowed one. I left it there, visibly damp but folded neatly, a small, silent invitation. The next morning, I walked into the bathroom, and there it was. The same washcloth, now stained with orange makeup. It had happened. She used it. She wiped her face with the same rag I'd used to scrub mold out of a bathroom drain. I stared at it for a few seconds, enjoying the moment more than I probably should have. She walked in as I was staring at it, noticed the stain, and froze. I walked out smiling, packed the last of my stuff, and left that dorm room behind for good. She never spoke to me again.